Okay, so my journey for this presentation actually starts about 17 years ago or so. Guess mobile wasn't there at that time, but I was a young guy, full of hair. And 17 years later, when I got married, this is what happens. My wife, we just recently married, and she said, I want to buy a dress. Can you come to the mall with me? And I said, yes, I will. And we go in, and she tried one dress, and she said, how do I look? And I said, anyone who's married out here knows that's a trick question. And I said, great, honey, you look great. Another dress and another, and I kept on saying great or using different adjectives, amazing, charming, and so on and so forth. And after a while, she said, you're not giving me any information out here, so just stop. And I said, well, I'm a researcher. And if you asked me a question, how does this dress look on me, I would have given you a different answer than asking, how do I look? So anyway, there's a part 2 to the story, and I'll come to that in a second. Basically, retailers and manufacturers with whom we work at NPD Group, things are changing. Everything that they're trying to do, that is changing. And also the type of things that they are working on is changing as well. Emphasis is on speed, obviously, that everything they need is very fast. They are looking for deep insights. They're looking for predictive insights in order to make and drive decisions. I think that's given. What used to work, what we are seeing, isn't working at all now. The way we used to get information in the past, we are not being able to get it now. And some examples, reporting behavior is changing. Certain demographics are not responding to emails. Think teenagers. I was talking to a teenager about 14 years old, and she was asking me, what do you do? I was trying to explain, well, we do survey research. And she said, the minute I said survey research, her expression changed. She wanted to say, ugh. And those are the group of people that they're not responding to emails at all. Everyone wants an opinion. My favorite, this was a picture that I took. It's a real one. You'll guess where I took it, but everyone, if you're on an LIRR and go from Long Island to Penn Station or so, and you'll see MTA is saying, I want an opinion. Everyone wants an opinion. Right after you finish something, they want an opinion. Resulting in panelists which are completing less and less surveys. And we know that panelists actually, who are actually there, they are reporting less and less as well, because there is so much more to do than what they were able to do a few years ago. Meanwhile, time is going, clicking, and there is this another electronic record of everything that we've been, what we do is there. And everything that we do is discoverable. In fact, the very fact that some of you are in this meeting, besides the NYU people know that we are here. And literally, these companies who've got so much data about us, they can write a book about us. So we are teaching ourselves how to tap into this digital and mobile information. We are building data sets that we can get into this and learn and create new systems so that we are ahead of the curve in terms of how we collect the data, how we analyze, and so on and so forth. So the mobile world is changing our behavior. Part 2 of my story. I'm sitting in a meeting, and I get a text after 17 years of marriage from my wife saying, honey, do you have a sec? And I said, sure. I get out of the meeting, and she says, well, I'm going to send you a picture, and can you tell me how this dress looks? And I, being married, I said, sure, I'll definitely tell you. And then she sends another text and so on and so forth. The point is the behavior has changed. The intent hasn't, in terms of, there is information that is available to us, and within a few seconds, me not being there, I was able to look at that, some of the pictures and give her my opinion. At NPD, we are exploring the possibilities with mobile devices, how to collect and analyze data. And there is a lot to learn. There is a lot to learn in a number of areas in how the survey research is done. There's been conferences and conferences that you can go to that people are talking about each of these things as to how do we handle complex questionnaires, and people are online who are taking the surveys, who are not taking the surveys. One of the areas that we focused was utilizing the camera and microphone, or that feature, to collect the data. And it started with connecting the dots with my story. It started with some of our clients. They were asking us for information about understanding how women plans an outfit based on the occasion. What are the influencers? And there was another study. Some of our clients wanted to understand better understand the types of food people eat across the world. So we started off with this concept. We said, okay, we have our panel, and we want them to do, our panelists to do two key things. One, they have to answer the questions, and they have to take pictures. So how do we go about and do this? We started the concept, the SNAP survey concept. We got an R&D, our R&D department into this, because conceptually it sounds very simple. Hey, take a picture, send it to me, I'll analyze the data and put it in front of you. But as you think through, there was more to the logistics of how you would actually collect the data, how would you organize it in a database, and then how would you actually analyze and put it in front of your clients who want to use that information. So the concept is, the consumer takes takes a picture of the dress. Within 30 seconds, the consumer then receives a survey, and then they can go. They can respond to the survey. The data gets collected, and then we have that information available to us for analysis. The questions that were asked on the survey were pretty. I wouldn't say that we kept it to within about 5 to 7 minutes. It wasn't a large survey, but we did have some key questions that we wanted to understand, like what influenced your choice of outfit or the footwear that you're wearing, the date, time, and all of that stuff. What was the occasion? Where did you buy that dress, and so on and so forth. What did we do? We utilized our panel. NPD owns a panel, and we utilized our panel. We fielded a survey for national rep population and asked if anyone would like to take a special survey. Well, there were 38,000 people who opted in. 42% of them had a smartphone. 10.6% actually agreed to participate finally in the survey, and 600 finally actually completed the survey. We got about 1,300 pictures. So you can see that going out to a final N of 600 wasn't easy in terms of getting that information from these people. Most importantly, this was the area where we had the most challenge of combining the qualitative with the quantitative information, because you have the pictures, you have people telling you about what dresses are they wearing, or they intend to wear for what occasions, and at the same time you have a bunch of survey questions that are available to you or to this respondent to answer. And when you put it all together, you had to create a database where you can take the pictures, put it and combine it with the respondent that answered that. And then there was text information that was open-ended in terms of the person telling you about the influencer's information as well. So I've heard the word big data analytics. This was in my mind big data analytics because it had information that was quantitative, that was qualitative, that was pictures, trying to put it all together and analyze it and present it to the clients. Once we organized the database, it was there were no tools that are readily available in the marketplace that you can just pick up and plop that data in and put an analysis in front of your clients. So our R&D team actually went in and created a special reporting tool or a reporting engine for this, so that so that the data can be analyzed. And then it was a number of things that the reporting tool was able to do. I'll go into quickly into what this would look like. So if you went in, you could see all the images that people, they will click on their phones and they'll send it to you as a whole as to where different types of dresses that are being picked up. Now, let's say if you wanted, we did put in things like if you wanted to know about the pink dress or the white dress or the number of people who are buying deciding on a pink dress versus the red, you could go in and understand those things as well. Too much details out here, but there is information about how you would analyze the data. You had to put it all together so that various filters, various ways of analyzing this information could be put together as well. We did have different demographics, word cloud. People work using the social media data. We utilized that information for our text mining, but basically the information that was in all in the open-ended questions. I'll give you an example. So what does Sunday mean to you? This was the word cloud that came out from the reporting engine as to Easter, comfort, weather, different things, but that was built into the reporting tool as well. I won't go into too much details about the details of how it all came to life, and I'll quickly get into some fun facts from the study. We had the information to do some segmentation, and with these 600 people, when we ran that, we had 4 segments: the impulse shoppers, the replacement, the fashion-driven, and the deliberate shoppers. And the impulse shoppers, basically the top 5 retailers where they would buy, these are the retailers. Now again, we are marrying the qualitative and the quantitative information out here together. How likely are to, what is their footwear ownership, heavy, medium, light. Similarly with replacement shoppers, where are they buying? Walmart was the number 1 choice. Payless was the number 1 choice. Walmart was number 2. And these are the replacements buyer who are basically value shoppers out there. Deliberate shoppers, top 5 retailers. There's very similar to what you saw in the replacement shoppers. And then fashion-driven shoppers, they're probably going to the Macy's and more high-end stores than the value stores out there. So that was it. It was the challenges as we put in with a simple question: how do you utilize a camera to answer your questions? And then taking all of that information and putting it in a format that our clients can use it. Not only just for one study, the tool was all built so that if you could syndicate, or if there were hundreds of these studies, that could be actually utilized by our clients on this. Okay, so that I'll end. I think I have some more time left, so thank you. Yes.